Hi, beautiful friends. What's up? How's it going? So today I'm gonna be pissing people off. No, but seriously, I just want to say a few words, okay? You know what I mean? As I should, as I always do, as everyone does. I feel like I love astrology. I do. I have always been very into it. I'm into anything that can help me explain shit. I am into anything that can help me explain and understand the people, the world, myself. I feel like astrology has really helped me not only find more love and acceptance for myself, but for others especially. It really has. We all have good and bad in us. We all have a side and we all have a side. We won't be able to grow if we can't face the bad in us, honey. Okay? I'm here to encourage you to grow, ho. So basically, hopefully you can understand that this isn't just an attack, okay? There's not one sign that's all bad or all good. And in my opinion, we're all created equal. I'm a Libra, sun. So, what am I saying? This is basically what I've gathered through a combination of real life experiences and more so just reading up on things. Okay, let's get into it. I wrote down some notes, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to miss anything. So Capricorns, let's start with you guys. Like if you want to wallow, you want to wallow in the negativity. Y'all can accidentally get a little angry a little easily. And I think it's because they want to like see tangible evidence of things. They want to see tangible proof. They want things to like be a math problem, if I can put it into any sort of phrase, whether you like math or not. You know, you can catch my drift. Like they want it to be a this plus this equals this. But emotions, there's really no way to kind of figure them out truly. You just kind of have to feel it, and that's the only way you're gonna get through it, is if you just feel what you're feeling and stop trying to justify it and make it make sense, because sometimes shit just does not make sense. It can be really hard for them to just like accept their emotions, and not accepting your emotions and just feeling them, it makes it worse. So sometimes they can end up in this spiral of negativity. That's my advice to you Capricorns. Just fucking feel it. It can be hard, but just fucking do it, dude. Do it. Seriously. Taurus says they hate being uncomfortable, like physically, mentally, whatever. They just hate it, and they will let you know if they hate it. That's kind of why a lot of them end up being really hard workers though, because monetarily they don't want to ever have to worry, and they like to like have what they want to have that'll make them feel comfortable or whatever. That can be the good side, is that they can really be driven a lot at times. It cannot always go your way. I love them, I do. You know, we're ruled by the same planet, Venus. Hello, hi, what's up? If what they want is not a possibility at the moment, it can be annoying. They can't just like be like, all right, I guess it's not going my way. All right. Anyways, you know, they'll just keep letting you know that they're not happy. Pisces. Pisces. I've had a lot of significant relationships with Pisces. I've had a lot. This is gonna piss y'all off. I know how you guys get. Because they're so like in their head, you know, it's been known that Pisces can be kind of in the clouds. And sometimes they can just kind of like either take things way too far, or they can make up shit. Read into things that are like not meant to be read into, and then like outwardly express it in a way that is not very fun to be on the other end of. It can be really confusing and off-putting. I've only had scream matches, like where I've actually gotten to the point where my voice is very loud, with Sagittariuses and Pisces. And they know how to get you. They will get to you. Yeah, they can just like create problems. And I don't know if like, it depends on the person, of course, and where they are in their head and their healing journey, I like to call it. And yeah, I don't know if it's to spice up their life when things are getting boring, because they are not one to enjoy stagnation. I mean, they are a water sign. They're ruled by their emotions, you know? Don't hurt me. Don't take this too far, Pisces. Libra. This one hits home. This one I can derive from personal experience. You have to face confrontation at some point. I'm yelling at myself for this one too. Or like if someone's telling you something that you disagree with, you'll just like kind of make them feel comfortable and validate what they're saying, because you don't want them to like get mad at you or upset with you, which is literally no way to live and can get you into some sticky ass situations, Libra, and you can accidentally be hurting people, or intentionally, I don't know. You can end up hurting people because they will think that you're being dishonest and disingenuous. And it can manifest in straight up lies too. Like they can end up telling just like lies to keep people happy. And Geminis can do this shit too, because we are very similar and see both sides of things and don't like conflict. Both of them do not like it. Some people take honesty though as an excuse to just be fucking rude. You know who you are. But yeah, honesty is really important, Libra. Not only for them, but for yourself. You can get yourself into situations you don't want to be in. I know you. I am you. Aries. Y'all are not the best at putting yourselves in other people's shoes. Also, astrology in general, I forgot to say this. I don't think that astrology decides what you do. I think it kind of decides how you go about it. if that makes sense. Yeah, y'all are not the best at putting yourselves in others' shoes, and so therefore you can sometimes say some really mean stuff. Y'all need to think just a little harder before you speak. Y'all can be really polarizing in arguments, and they really don't care if they're getting a point across in a way that's actually gonna be absorbed by the other party. And you wanna just be like, well, bitch, I just am who I am. If you don't fucking like me, then get out of the way. You know what I mean? I've definitely felt that from a lot of areas in my life. Y'all can be the worst at taking advice. Literally the worst. I'm sorry, it's true. And you know it's true. Come on, you know it's true. Scorpio, another one that hates to admit when they're wrong. If you are their person, if you are someone that they look up to, they'll be a lot more malleable. They'll actually admit they're wrong, maybe. And it might be in a way that's like, sorry that you feel like that, but at least it's a sorry. Their emotions can also manifest in anger too, because they don't really like to get all mushy gushy out loud, even though they feel a lot. They're water signs. And people like to pretend like they're kind of fire signs. They like to pretend because they don't show it, usually, ever. Unless they're like drunk or something. They don't like to show their emotional side to others. They can come off very secretive, kind of scary. Letting their guard down is a very hard thing for a Scorpio. They are one of the, if not the most emotional sign, but they really have a hard time expressing it. Leos! Ooh. Oh my god, I spilled water on myself, by the way. I'm so sorry. Don't look at that. Don't look at it! Y'all are the royalty of projecting your insecurities. The common popular belief is that they're just super cocky, full of themselves, yada yada yada. They can be the most insecure people. So yeah, they'll overcompensate by putting on some sort of a front. Like I said, royalty of projecting. If you are making them feel even more insecure just by your existence, like if you're better at something than they want to be good at, if you're outshining them in any ways, that can really upset them. And they will want to tear you down. Virgos. Everyone knows this already, that Virgos are very, very critical and picky. If you're an insecure person, which I mean, I think we all are pretty insecure on some level. It's a natural human thing that we have to work through. It's a necessary part of our growth. And outside forces can make that even worse. And if you have a Virgo in your life that is not happy, they are perfectionists. And as much as that can benefit them and help them in a lot of areas in their life, and that's one of the hardest battles for them, is because like nothing is ever going to be just like on paper perfect. They are the sign that will be able to find a flaw in literally everything. Gemini. They don't even know where they stand sometimes. Like, they don't even know where they stand, but they would love to talk about it, even if they don't know what they're talking about. And it can be a little confusing. Their mind changes a lot, and it's not because they want to, like, throw you off on purpose, even though I'm sure there's a lot of them. Most of the time, it's just them genuinely trying to figure out how they feel. And a lot of people like it whenever someone says something, and that's it. There's no more to it. They want you to mean what you say the first time you say it. They can kind of confuse the fuck out of people by saying one thing, and then as time passes, they gain information on whatever it is. They gain more information, more insight, more knowing to exactly what they want and what fits them as a human and their morals and values. They will switch up. They are also some of the hardest to argue because they just can fucking talk circles. They can talk circles around anyone. Like, they are great talkers. They're great communicators. Air signs are the communicators. They kind of have a lot in common with Libra in the way that they don't like conflict. So although they can be very outspoken, they don't like the conflict that might arise to it. So that can be a really tough place to navigate. Being very outspoken and then not liking conflict can just be really confusing for them. Yeah, and they can be really good manipulators because they are so good with their words and always know how to say something in a way that is still sort of true to them, but also can mislead people. With great power comes great responsibility. Aquariuses, they can move on like nobody's business. In relationships, romantic relationships, move on like nobody's fucking business. They kind of always love having a buddy. As much as they love being an independent spirit, they love having a buddy. But yeah, so like all the Aquariuses that I've ever known have been in the most back-to-back-to-back type of relationships, situationships, talking, whatever, more than any other sign that I've ever met. They are the best, just like a lot of the air signs, at getting along with literally anyone. But just because they get along with you doesn't mean they like you. Because they can like be talking shit about someone one day and then be so nice to their face the other day. Like, keep it civil, but like don't be like being like, my best, oh my god, yeah. And then like 2 seconds later, you're like, oh my god, I can't stand that bitch. Like, ugh. What is she saying? Are they saying that about me? Are they saying that about me? Because they tell me that they love me, that they're my best friend, but they also did that to them. I swear, Aquariuses, in my opinion, are probably the sign that is, like, in my opinion, most likely to be a murderer and nobody ever guess it. It could be almost like a spiral of like, you'll never know if they truly like you until you really know. You know what I'm saying? You may never know if they really like you or if they just want you to like them. Sagittarius! You guys, I love you, but oh my god. Just like Aries, you can be very polarizing and not think before you say things. One of the most outspoken signs. Whatever pops into their mind, like some shit should just stay in the brain. They can be some of the loudest personalities too. They're not like the type to like, ah, and then be like, sorry guys, I'm sorry. Which I mean, sometimes it's really nice to have that around, especially if you're like me and you're like a Libra and you're more of the one, sorry. And you're like, why am I even apologizing right now? What am I doing? You know what I mean? And they're like there to remind you, fucking say it. Fucking speak your mind. That can be really helpful. But of course, with every good comes the bad. They can be some of the hardest people to argue with too, especially if they're not in the mood to see your side at all. Shit can get escalated so quickly. Like I said, the only people that I've ever had like screaming matches with have been Pisces and Sagittarius. If they're not good at this, you have to be good at this for them, which is managing your own and their emotions, which is never something that you should have to do, but that can happen. They're like, oh, you're trying to be loud? Oh, I'm gonna be louder, bitch. Cancers. They're probably the sign that scares me the most. Like if they're having a bad day, they will see no problem in being rude to you if they're not being self-aware. If they're not focused and working on their mental, they will use that as a bit of an excuse to justify their actions towards you. And they can be the ones that just like blow up. And they are very comfortable in the victim mentality and sometimes cannot even see where they're going wrong. It can be hard to critique their actions to them in a way that they'll be receptive towards, especially if they're not feeling it or if they don't want to feel it, basically. Like if they know, but they don't want to, you know. You know what I'm saying? And because of their sneakiness and victim mentality, they can be some of the best manipulators too. This person's been doing me wrong. And everybody's like, what? Them? No! You know, I think they almost can relish in like chaos a little bit. Oh, and they can also be the type to stay in relationships that are not good for them the longest. Like, don't even try to convince them. That's all the signs, I'm pretty sure. So you may be mad at me right now, especially if I hit a nerve. I mean, only if I hit a nerve are you really gonna be mad at me. Do whatever makes you feel the happiest. At the end of the day, that's what's going to outwardly help you and internally help you the most. So if you really want to help those around you, yourself, if you're one of those people that tends to put others first, putting yourself first is putting others first too. You know what I mean? Working on yourself and a lot of your things that you would consider issues. Helping yourself helps others. It really fucking does. It does. Your chance of accidentally hurting people's feelings is so much slimmer. I hope that you enjoyed this video at least a little bit. I hope that you found it somewhat entertaining and somewhat insightful. Or maybe you're looking at me like this dumb idiot. That's okay too. You can feel however you want to feel, and that's the crazy part about life. Whether I like it or not, you can feel however the hell you want to feel about me and about anything. So love yourself, bitch. Love yourself.